All right, appreciate everyone being here on the call. Um, Looking forward to second day of preparation for a Thursday night game, prime time. Obviously exciting. Guys are excited about it. Just we'll have our normal walkthrough mode. We get a lot of work out of these walkthroughs. Guys really dial in well the meetings. We met virtually today because we're still in intensive protocol, so did all of our meetings virtual. Had good meetings, and then getting ready for our walkthrough here in a little bit, and then wrap it up tomorrow and on our way to play Tennessee. And looking forward to that matchup.
All right, Joel Erickson, you want to start us off?
Frank, what do you think is the hallmark of the way your defense has played the first 8 games?
Man, that's a great question. I mean, they're just so. I think it's physical. I think it's fast, and I think it's stop the run. It's a stop the run, and obviously that's going to really be put to the test this week. I think they're playing as a unit, Joel. I mean, you feel the confidence, you feel the swagger, you feel the togetherness of that unit. That they take a lot of pride in the way they're playing right now. So really excited. I mean, obviously this is going to be an incredibly tough team. We're going up against a great offense that can obviously not only run the ball but has a very good passing attack as well. So it'll be a good challenge.
Kent Sterling.
Hey, Coach, I asked you a question like this last week about the receivers, but would you prefer to have kind of a bell cow back like Derrick Henry, or a kind of running backs by committee where you get to pick the hot hand?
I love the players we have. I mean, when you start, and I think we have a really good players. So you play the hand that you're dealt, and we feel like I feel like I've been dealt a very good hand here with our running back situation. So I'm excited about continuing to do the running back by committee approach the way we do it. Most of the teams I've been on for a while, that's kind of been our approach, and we feel very comfortable and confident in that approach because of the depth of that room.
Zach Kiefer.
Frank, you said the guys were excited. How do you balance the 1-0 mindset with this is a really big 1-0, and it's probably going to be you and the Titans that decide the division champ?
Yeah, no, interesting question. In fact, Zach alluded to that this morning in our team meeting. That was kind of the emphasis, is that, the deepest part of our DNA is that get 1% better every day, 1-0, and let's not fall into the trap. We all know it's a big game. We all know it's Thursday night game. We all know what's on the schedule and what's in front of us, but the great players and the great teams, when you just look at it over and over, when you listen to them, when you hear what their mindset is and you hear what their approach is, it's how do we figure out how to get better today and keep getting better? And that will result in getting what you want. That gives you the best chance to get the results that you want. So it's this business, it's really hard to stay focused on that mindset, on surrendering the results to focus on the process. But that's what it has to be all about. That's the way the great players do it, the great teams. That's the way you can sustain over the long haul. That's the way you can navigate the emotional ups and downs of a season, is that approach. I think that's the deepest part of who we are as a team, but we constantly need to be refocusing on it.
Mike Chappell.
Frankie, answer to you and Philip both. I mean, it's clear you have total confidence in Jonathan as a running back. I guess what I'm wondering, though, is this is different for him. At college, if he had a bad half or a bad play, he had the second half or extended work to get through it. That's not been the case recently. Have you had to talk to him at all about, being patient or not giving into the frustrations?
Yes, definitely a different role for him. I have not had that conversation with him. I know Rath has had that conversation with him and is talking to him all the time. And Jonathan is, as you guys know, he's the real deal, as not only as far as a player, but as far as a person. So it's just part of the process of becoming a pro. And thankful for him, thankful for, not only the player he is, but the kind of teammate he is, that he still has that fire, right? I know he wants the ball 30 times a game like he got it in college, but, he's willing to play the role that he's in right now and grow into it. So I'm very confident it's going to work out for Jonathan in the long run.
All right, we'll go one more. Jim Aiello.
Hey, Frank, you and Philip yesterday both kind of alluded to defenses throwing. I guess that maybe their changeup is the way Philip Rivers kind of said it yesterday. Was the Lions played a little bit different than you anticipated? The Ravens played a little bit more, zone than you anticipated. Why do you think that is? And then kind of how do you prepare for that going forward? You say, hey, the Titans might be doing something different than they've put on film for the first 8 weeks.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, and that happens occasionally. Seems like we've had a little bit of a run of it, right? This is certainly not the first time. It won't be the last time. Every team has their own game plan. Of course, when you say what's the reasoning for it, well, all of our egos want to say, well, they feel like they have to switch it up on us, out of respect. I'm sure that's some of it. Some of it is just that's the way they feel it's the best way to play the schemes that we're running. And then we do the same thing. We do the same thing on offense. There are certain staples, we call them staples, that we do week in and week out. And when we go up against certain teams and the way they do certain things, we change it up a little bit. So that's part of the chess match. But the one thing I would say, just to finish the question, Jim, is that when you're game planning and when you're designing plays, if a team, for instance, is a man coverage team, so you have your plays that you love against man coverage, well, they better have zone answers, because just when you least expect it, all of a sudden it's going to be zone, or else you better give the quarterback the capability to get to a zone answer. You build that, you can build that into the play design, or you can build it into the call to make it an easy check to get to something if they're going with their changeup. Those are the things. And when you have a 17-year vet at quarterback, he can do that stuff pretty easily. So